The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Bull Bear Binary Option Hour. Brought to you by Nadex. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, Tom and Tommy O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. We have the Dow Industrials right now down 88. You got the Nasdaq off 15. S&Ps are down 7.5. Gold contract up $4.60, trading at $12.50. We have silver up 7 cents, $16.41. Platinum is up 5 at $9.32. Copper's up a penny, $2.73 a pound. We got light sweet crude down 65 cents, $46.25 a barrel. Notes, 10-year up 6 ticks, 30 up 20 ticks. And good old King Dollar, Tom, down 197 ticks, 93.920. Euro's at 116, making its way to 120.
Yep.
And the yen is at 111. Option expiration.
And we got some earnings, right? We had Microsoft last night.
Microsoft, well, this is intriguing. So,
yeah.
you know.
Are they negative already?
Well,
they were about to open even.
They had great numbers.
Pretty
guess
close.
what?
Yeah. They were trading $77 last night, I think.
Yeah. And, you know, it's having a hard time holding price, man.
Yeah. And what's interesting is that chart isn't even showing, right? If that showed the overnight,
that's correct.
That tail would be way up here.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because it was up $1.50 or something.
At least. I think it was approaching 77, and the high on that bar only shows 74 and change. Yeah.
Right. So let's go into the Dow Industrials, take a look at the winners versus the losers.
I was waiting for GE to pop up there. That was going to be the next one.
Yep. And you know, GE is a low-price stock, so it's pretty amazing that it's even putting any negative points into the Dow. It's only a $25 stock, but it's putting 7 negative points in.
Because what happens is this is the only column that actually matters, which is so weird when, you know, from a rational, reasonable standpoint, but it is. This is the only column that matters. Meanwhile, this stock, Goldman Sachs, is down marginally, right? $2, and then you look, you know, a company like GE down $1, and it's only trading at 24. Yeah.
Right. So you get Goldman putting 17 negative points in, 3M putting 16, Caterpillar putting 12. The positives out here inside the Dow, you get Visa putting 12 positive points, United Health 6, American Express 1.8.
Visa and Amex, huh?
Oh, did you listen?
I didn't see.
Look at this.
I mean, I know fundamentally that the credit card business is doing well, but let's see.
You got to see this transaction. Here it is, right here. This is crazy.
Third quarter operating revenue, huh?
Look, payment volume.
1.86 trillion. Hey.
I was reading this last night, folks. 1.86 trillion in 90 days.
Well, you think about it. I mean, that's, you know, you don't have to stand in the supermarket for long to see how much money gets put on a Visa. That's it's almost the entire economy.
It's a trillion, though.
You know,
it's a trillion.
Is.
No,
yeah.
it is. Well, you know, Visa just started 2 weeks ago. They just started paying merchants not to take cash.
And how does that work when you like?
What happens? You're a merchant, right? I come to you, and they're not. It's not in the internet. They want restaurants. I come to you. I'm going to pay you $2,500 not to take cash.
Okay.
And they pay them flat out.
Sure.
You sign the contract. You're not taking cash, and they're not saying you just got to take Visa.
Sure.
That's a new program they just started.
Interesting.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
I know, exactly. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. And folks, if you haven't test drove the Nadex platform, great time to do it. Come over to our website at TFNN. You can bring up the platform, walk along with us as we trade these defined option contracts. And if we go over to the NDX 100, let's take a look at this. I like this.
Yeah, you were regretting not going short 30 seconds before we went live.
I was. I had already...
Give it another 30 seconds and you'll be okay, right?
That's right, because I'm going to sell it again. Exactly. So I already had traded the 8 to 10s.
Okay, we're talking about the 8 a.m. till 10 a.m. spreads.
The 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. spreads, okay?
On the Nasdaq 100
and I had the 5910s to the 5900s.
Sure.
And, you know, that worked out all right.
Okay.
And now I'm waiting to sell it again. So when I get a day like today, I like these 2-hour ones because what I'm going to look for here now is the 10 to 12, and we're at, I think, 5910, right? So I like that number. So I'm looking at the 5910s. That's what I want to look at.
5900 to 5910 right here.
Right.
We're trading right now at 5910.
Right. So I want to sell a couple of those right now. So what happens here, folks, is that...
Let me know.
Yeah, sell them. Okay. Yeah.
So they're working. The market moved there. This is where you want to be quick.
Right.
So
just leave them. We'll see what happens.
Okay. That's what I was going to... So here you are, right? You know, and the market ticked 0.1, 0.2. You remain there, but you need to match the bid, obviously, when you're selling it.
That's right. That's right. And these are fast, folks, okay? So what ends up happening, you know, and one tick does make a big difference in these, because this is $20 a point that I'm talking, because I had 2 of them. Do you know what I'm saying? And the reason I like these on a volatility day has to do with, you have a couple, there is, we got it. I have a couple different chances in order to get out of these, okay? You know, you don't have to get out of these at the very end of the deal. This one's at 12 o'clock. Okay?
Sure. Yeah, and you're right at the beginning of when these open.
That's right. And, you know, I'm paying for them. Yeah, I'm paying up for them.
Well, that's what's intriguing, right? You know, I mean, this and you've said before, they're kind of like binaries.
Right.
In that more often than not, 10 points is not a lot for the NASDAQ. So many times it will either expire for full value or no value, because it's only in that 10 points.
That's right.
You have any, you know, marginal value of the 10 points. But so it's above the box right now.
That's right.
But you still had to pay $40.
That's right.
Risking 40 to make 60.
Right.
Which is pretty intense, but the reason why you're doing that is because they're almost like binaries. As in you're risking 40 to make 60, and 10 points in the NASDAQ is not a lot.
Now,
in
what
terms
we'll
of
do,
2 hours.
this is what I like to do with these. So, you stay right there.
Oh, good tease. There we go.
Yeah. Now, we'll come right back.
What are we going to do? I don't know what we're going to do.
I'm going to show
3 minutes. All right, we'll find out in 3 minutes.
What we're going to do, folks, is I'm going to put a buy back in. I don't like that buy.
Don't tell them.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Stay
maybe
right.
we're going to buy like 8 more.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe you sell 8 more, maybe.
Sell, that's what
You stay right there, folks. Tommy and I are coming right back. Dow's down 76, NASDAQ's off 9, S&P's are off 5.5. We're going to be right back.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.
Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionics, oil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. We take your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. And if you haven't seen it, Tommy and I were just talking about
I was going to say it too.
Yeah,
we gotta bring them into the conversation, man. We're gamblers. We like probabilities, right? And what do they got? What do they got going on in Vegas?
The final table.
That's right. The main event, final table.
We were up
playing
at
for
1 o'clock in the morning.
$8 million.
Right.
They're airing it live on ESPN2, which is kind of cool. So they came into last night with 9 players. They had all locked up $1 million. Right. They had over 7,200.
Oh, that's how that works. Each one of them won $1 million.
At least.
Cool.
That's
okay,
it. Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Well, not at least, right? They all ninth place gets $1 million.
Okay.
So
cool.
they've all guaranteed themselves $1 million.
Okay.
And they used to do it where they paused it for months, remember? And then they'd go on like a campaign, a promotion tour. Here's November 9, they called it.
Right.
But they changed that now, and it's just 2 days break. So they played Tuesday. They'd been playing for like 10 or 15 days straight. Yeah. You know, where every day you come back to get from 7,200 people down to 9. They took a 2-day break of Tuesday and Wednesday, came back last night. They played from 9 people down to 7 people, was it. Yeah. They're going to play tonight, I think, down to 2 or 3 people. Okay. You know, they don't have a set amount because last night, the first player got knocked out on the 4th hand of the table, and then nobody else got knocked out for like 60 hands or something. So they'll see what happens. But yeah, some wild hands, man, some big hands, playing for $8 million. Some cool action, for sure.
Totally. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Let's go take a look at the GDX out here. So, you know, bottom line, gold has been getting, you know, some good numbers.
Definitely.
You're only up 3 cents. You know, this is
we opened a lot higher, too.
No, yeah. I mean, this thing got to 22.53. Now, what we are going to have here is that, you know, you're creeping up. You're getting into this 22.49 to 23.86. We're going to need some volume next week, though, man. You know, it's pretty wild that, you know, you have that.
Late July, too. We going to get any volume late July?
I don't think so.
Right? No,
I don't think so. You know, now what you want to be cognizant of today, folks, is this. We're only down 0.3% in the Dow. Nasdaq's down 0.2. Europe.
There you go.
Yeah. We get serious destruction out here. The DAX is down 1.8%. The CAT's down 1.6%. We look at the DAX. Now, this is the DAX.
We haven't had a good 2% day down in a while.
And this is why I'm basically, this is why I'm shorting the NASDAQ, too. Okay. I like shorting the NASDAQ, but the NASDAQ likes trading like the DAX. Now, the NASDAQ is the only indice that actually got taken apart, came all the way back up to its highs. Now, what's going on out here inside the DAX, this has to do with all the automakers. Now, this is quite a story. One of the main newspapers came out there today. If you're watching Tiger TV, this is pretty amazing. I'm watching. I have the laggards and the leaders.
That's what I had to go back and forth. I was like, which one's the negative side? Everything's red, yeah.
There's not one stock that's positive, folks.
And look at those, percentage-wise.
That's right. Oof. And what this is all about,
BMW.
This is about BMW, Mercedes.
Volkswagen.
That's Volkswagen. Now, Volkswagen is the only major dealer thus far that got caught up in the emission scandal, right?
Oh, are they all going to get...
Listen to this. This is amazing. The story here today, folks, is that in the late 1990s, that Volkswagen, BMW, and Mercedes got together.
If you're not cheating, you're not trying.
You got it.
Man.
No, that's the story. We're not talking yesterday. Late 1990s.
I believe it. I mean, it's such a staggering just on Volkswagen. You know, you talk about who knew that. Everybody knows that. Everybody had to know that.
They pulled it together.
You can't be a worldwide, production powerhouse like that, and have every diesel vehicle have special software to cheat the system, and have it not be a systematic problem.
Totally.
But you know, when the roosters come to hatch, it's a different story. Once the news breaks and all those, man, it's pretty intriguing though.
No,
pretty intriguing. You know, people like to cut corners for profits, no matter what business you're in.
The amazing part is that how many people go to jail individually to cut a corner.
I know.
And none of these companies, you're talking about major
complete fraud.
Right.
Fraud.
Yeah.
Selling products under different names that don't have to do with them, and playing on people's, that fraud for the exact purposes of misleading consumers to the point that they, special points that they like as in your mileage, right? Like important things, not just like, oh, it's the softest leather seat you'll ever have, right? And then, let alone that,
They're going to kill you.
Right.
That's the bottom line.
Pretty remarkable.
Anyway. Yeah, it's the more this happens, it's like, oh man, this is like disgusting.
Yeah.
Dollar index, man, still just can't catch a bid.
Under 93.90 now.
Now the last low yesterday was 93.890.
Yeah.
And we're under it.
We are.
Euro, we go over to the euro, we take a look
Euro
at
climbing higher,
and don't forget, folks, inside the Nadex platform, you can be trading these currencies.
Euro, US dollar, right there, man.
The euro hit 116.77 today. What you're going to see here, this is a major break topside. Let me put this line up.
Definitely.
So you can see how this is shaking out.
Overall, that.
Yeah, that's a major break.
Totally.
So the normal technical pattern that you do for measurement, you can take the top of that, which is 114. You take the bottom of it, which is 103, and say, okay, that's 11 points.
Yep, 11 cents.
That's 125. Yep. 125.
Sure. Right there.
What you can see here is that when you come down this fast, well, after consolidation, you can go up that fast. There's nothing to stop it. That's the next floor.
I mean, that's only just that's 4 weeks to put how quickly. These are 1, 2, 3, 4.
Right.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Right. Serious business, folks.
Middle of August. Here he comes.
Serious business. Now let's go over to the yen, because we know that the yen moves the gold contract. So, the bottom line is that, they try to keep gold as low as they can, but this yen is saying, guess what? We're down good today, down 67 ticks. We're at 111. It looks to me like, the highs of the strength that has come off the bottom of the 15th, would be game here, which is 110.38.
Okay.
And what you do have, which is pretty cool, on a Friday, folks, people get nervous on a Friday, and that's where you can really get some very fast destruction. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what it comes down to.
Sure.
So we'll see where this whole thing shakes out.
We sure will.
Let's go to Tom in Plymouth. Hey, Tom, what's going on, brother?
Hey, good morning, Tom and Tommy. How are you?
Morning,
What's
Tom.
happening, man? Hey, listen, will you get this Nugget and J-Nug moving, man? I am so tired of gold going up and we're not making $100,000 a day.
That's right.
What's the problem?
So tired.
My pot. I've been buying it as it goes down. That's what I was just thinking. I said, what do I have to buy more? I'm going to be out of money.
I have to buy more.
Oh, man, I'm telling you. Oh.
I can't buy any more. If you know how much I had, you'd be old.
Okay, we'll leave it right there.
No, yeah.
Hey, I was wondering what you think about this AUY. I've been looking at it. I've been buying it, picking at it a little bit here. And
let's take a look. We got Yamana Gold, folks. Yamana's trading at 257. The low for the year is 221. The high's 589.
Pretty remarkable. $2.50 company, but a $2.4 billion company.
Right. And you want to see something here? Watch this. This is a real company. I mean,
8,300 employees, I think.
1.7 billion.
Yeah.
400 million that they're looking to take in.
Look at that 2018 jump, 2.1 billion they're looking for. Yeah.
Big number.
Yeah. It's nice to see that kind of revenue.
It is.
Yeah.
So what you have with Yamana is this, is that it had a false break downtown after it went into 246. Hey, you stay right there, Tom, all right? We're going to be coming right back, folks. We want to hear from you. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Dow right now is down 47. Nasdaq's down 14. S&Ps are up 5.5. And you get the NDX 100 is the leader on the way down, folks. You stay right there. We'll come right back. Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives.
If that excites you like it does me, visit everbank.com/TFNN to find out what they can do for you. Again, that's everbank.com/TFNN. Visit them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, Nasdaq, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. We're talking with our man Tom from Plymouth, and we are talking about Umana Gold. It's traded at 257. So you had a false break downtown. It got back inside the 240. If we put this on a weekly, the setup is like, okay, make the run to 287. I can see that. But just as I said, a little bit earlier, Tom, all of these equities in the gold and silver market need to show us that we have real buyers. It's been a nice lift off the bottom. We got some good profits, but it's not what I expect.
Not with the dollar going to 93, right?
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
What do you think? The yen has to break 111 before we wake up here, or are we going to go down to 109? Or
I feel that it's just going to be a matter of what day we wake up, and gold's up $50.
I heard you chatting with Andy Hecht last night.
Right. I really think it's going to be that dramatic too. And if we get that, folks, okay, as I said to Andy, it won't be one day in a row.
Yeah.
It won't be one day.
We popping champagne 3 days in a row.
And we haven't seen this in a long time.
No, I hear you.
When it moves, man, it moves. And
I kid, but that dollar move is pretty remarkable. Same thing, yen, across those currencies should be.
It's flat out. And, it's real possible that, this is not a conspiracy deal, but the Fed could be keeping gold down. The aspect when gold takes off, there's normally why. You know what I mean? Because that is the safest play that there is, and there's no such thing as a safe play. I don't feel like you own gold for safe, but that's the reality. So what is really wild on this move in the dollar? Think about this. You don't hear that the dollar's been getting destroyed anywhere except probably here. It's
For
not in the news.
The size of the move, it's not right.
No, and this is serious business, man. And
a lot of people don't understand it, which is tough. As in to break into a mainstream type, nightly news on an 8. People wouldn't understand the ramifications of saying the dollar just went from 103 to 93.
Right.
But I agree.
So we go to 88, they can understand it. Maybe we break 88. I like the trade.
It's a pretty big move that that's done too. It's not like it's going down 30 cents or something like that.
It's
huge, man.
It's a real move. And listen, the bonds moving topside once again is a big move too. So when you look at them.
Can you pull up the 10-year rate? Because I don't know if do you remember we had talked about that straddle, right? That bond trader put on.
Oh yeah.
So I believe they're
he's in the money, right? It was 2.38 he had it at.
Right.
It's 2.24 right now.
Profits began at 2.28.
Wow.
So at least it's not a massively. If you remember, he got a lot of movement within 1 to 2 days immediately.
Today's the day.
Right. Yeah.
That's so cool.
I've been thinking about it. I wanted to see. But he got most of this movement. It hasn't moved a lot in the last 4 or 5 days. He was way ahead of the curve because within 2 to 3 days, he got a move from 2.38 to about 2.28, 2.29. Still remarkable, though. He's
going to make money on this.
Hey.
It stays here at the end of the day.
Yeah, right.
4 ticks in the bond market. It was a $10 million.
It was going to be every quarter point below that, which is a huge move, though. It would have made him like 50 or 75 million, him or her. So it's only 0.04. 0.25 was going to be the figure. However it breaks out, But hey, it's profitable.
Still good money.
That's right.
So,
Hey, a lot of times I think about not hanging over the weekend with these longs, these triples, but I am definitely staying this weekend. So
I'm staying.
Not even thinking about selling.
I'm staying. And this is where it comes down, folks, is that if you do understand the gold market, technically I understand it fundamentally. And it's like, you know what? Go do whatever you want to do, Mr. Whoever is keeping gold down or whatever, because guess what? It all matters where the dollar goes. And people are losing money hand over fist, and they don't even realize it because the dollar's getting freaking destroyed. Now, you don't lose money if we're spending in the United States.
Sure.
You lose it dramatically if you spend it in Europe. In fact, we have to get, I don't have it here, but Kip, one of our Tigers, sent us a picture this morning.
Sure.
And all you guys in the den.
We'll pull it up.
Tigers in
we'll get it up in the next break.
Okay, cool.
Sure.
He's in Ireland right now. Just sent us the O'Brien.
We'll pull it up.
Cool. Anyway, I'm sure
where did that come from?
It comes from the aspect that the euro. I'm sure he's seeing the difference in the euro right now.
There we go.
No doubt about it. Hi, Kip. How you doing, man?
There we go. Hey.
He's listening. So,
all right,
Tom.
guys, well, have a great weekend, man.
You too, man. Have a great one. Have a safe one.
Take care.
Okay, man.
We got another caller, Jim from Palm Harbor. Hey, Jim.
Hey, Jim. What's going on, man?
Good morning. How are you guys?
Doing good. How are you?
Hey, move that gold market for us, will you?
More gold.
Well, that was my question. I've been buying just stocks and ETFs and things, and you guys are so bullish on gold. I started watching it the last couple of 3 months, and I noticed there's like 15, 18 ETFs on gold, and based on where you're at now and what you're thinking on maybe which ETF would be the best to get my feet wet a little bit in the gold market.
So, okay, what Jim's talking about is that, now this is for physical gold you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Or miners or anything. I'm open to any suggestions on...
Okay, so what happens is this. If you buy physical gold or an ETF, right, you're getting the value of where physical gold goes. If you buy a miner or like the GDX, you're getting a ratio of almost, the line goes from about 2.5 to 3% of the gold move, okay? So the leveraged position, that's why people buy miners, right? Now, that's great on the way up. It's disgusting on the way down, because what happens is that the leverage, okay, of buying a miner has to do with they are leveraged themselves, okay? Sure. So, it's great on the way up and it's terrible on the way down. So you have to understand that before you get into the miners versus the actual gold contract. Because here, watch, I'll show you. Like if we look at the GLD,
Yeah.
Okay.
Just to say we're at $12.50 right now, right? If gold shoots up to $14.50, you're going to make $200 on a $12.50 stock. But, but some of those miners are going to go up 200%.
Exactly.
Versus
Exactly.
I mean, that's
exactly. So that's where it'd be your risk profile as to where you think you want to be.
You can make 100% or lose 50% a lot quicker in some of the miners than gold going from 1,200 to 600. Exactly. No.
And so it's important not to get over your head. The GDX is a good place to go. I mean, we're at 22.32.
And what is the GDX?
The GDX is the Market Vectors Gold Miners Trust, which is the gold miners.
Sure.
Okay, Barrick Gold is the largest weighting, 10.3%. Newmont 9.7%. Franco-Nevada, Newcrest, Gold Corp, Agnico Eagle, Wheaton, Rheingold, Royal Gold, and Kinross. Okay, so you're spreading it out. But what does happen is this: is that when I say spreading it out, gold is gold. So all these, they all move together. You know what I mean? Just stay right there.
Okay.
We got Jim from Palm Harbor, folks. We want to hear from you. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Option expiration, folks. Dow right now is down 56. Nasdaq's down 10. S&P's down 5.5. Dollar keeps continuing lower. We started the program, was down 200. We're down 282. We'll see where it's going to go. Right back.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's Nadex.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
David White has just announced a new online course that he'll be premiering to his subscribers the evening of July 26th, The Next Wild Wild West of Computing. Machine learning will be the biggest growth area for tech companies in the next 10 years. Make sure you're ready to capitalize on that opportunity. With over 50 types of algorithms and growing, Dave White will tell you why there are so many areas for companies to apply this to their business to both sell and consume. Right now, you can get a 30-day free trial to either of Dave's newsletters, Path of Least Resistance and The Technology Insider, as well as get a 30-day money-back guarantee when ordering Timing the Trade charts. Don't miss out on the next Wild Wild West of computing as it premieres July 26th for all subscribers to Dave White Services. For all the details and to sign up today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
the Dow down 64, Nasdaq's off 12, S&Ps are off 6. We're talking with Jim from Palm Harbor. We're talking about gold and the miners. Now, do you own any gold or any of the miners right now, Jim?
No.
Okay.
I was looking at that GDX this morning, and I noticed it was under its 200-day moving average, and right now it's under its 50-day moving average. So I was just, a lot of y'all have been talking pretty bullishly about gold, and I was thinking, well, I mean, I don't know.
Well, the way that you'd realistically want to do it is that you'd want to wait for a pullback. You know, I mean, the GDX just went from $21. You know, he hit 22.53 today. You know, so yeah, I mean, I'm bullish. I think it's going to go to 23.86. That being said, you know, after you've already moved something like this, it's like, you know, can you pull back? Yeah, you can. And you know, the dollars got destroyed, and you've heard me say that I don't think this thing has been moving like it should move anyway. You know. You know, so in that context, let me just see something else. So Harmony's laying out at 174. I guess what I'd do is that I'd wait for a pullback. I mean, I'm already in, so it's like when you're in, I have, you know, some good price point underneath me that
Sure.
you know, it can pull back and I'm all right. You buy halfway up here, it's like, okay, man, you know, bottom line is that you get
some volatility.
You get hit a point, which you can in 2 seconds. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. You know, something to look at. Now, I bought this last week, okay, is Harmony Gold. You know, Harmony is right now, this is South African. They do lots of ounces, millions of ounces. This baby looks to me like, you know, it's going to get some juice. And what this has to do with is that it has to do with they have millions of ounces of gold, number one, and the Rand dollar. You know, Rand dollar is still trading at, you know, 12.90 to $1 US. And what happens is that at that price point, they really can print a lot of money. You know, the destruction of the dollar is not going to help them because they're getting paid in dollars, but because of the Rand, their expenses are in Rand, it still does help them. So I'd wait for a pullback. That's the way you got to do it. And if we take off like a rocket ship, well, we take off like a rocket ship, man.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I appreciate your input. I was just curious about it. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, man.
Much.
Have a great one. Have a safe one.
Thanks, Jim.
You too. Bye.
So here, let's go. It looks like the DAX is accelerating on the way down, is it? Well, not really.
Yeah.
Is
1
it?
point, I think it's pretty much where it was, 1.8 something.
That's pretty intense.
Yeah, just big numbers, right?
And the CAT, you know, in France, this is down 1.75%. Now, both of these folks, this is what's going to get interesting. Now, I don't have the volume on these right now.
Okay.
And I won't get it till later.
Sure.
Oh, no, I do. Look at that.
I don't know. No.
No, it's yesterday, yeah. But it looks like we're breaking that swing point of 51.11
Definitely.
inside the DAX. And if we break that with volume, that's a monster ABC down.
Yeah. And you can anticipate that there might be some volume, at least with that type of a move.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
And folks, if you haven't test drove that Nadex platform, great time to do it, of course. And what you have on Sunday night is, you know, you can trade these currencies. Monday morning, all the indices are back up.
Yeah. Indices, commodities in the morning, but currencies, of course. And, man, we've been getting some currency moves for sure.
Right.
So this is your NASDAQ 100 trade we got up here. Pretty kind of near right where you got in at, right? We're right at the ceiling kind of that floor. You got an hour and 15 minutes still
The
left.
difference being is that we're down, you can see, now this is kind of cool watching how this shakes out because we're down 3 points from where I got in, but yet I'm still, you know, flat here. It was...
I don't think it was that big of a move.
I think it's 59.12 when I got in. And I sold it at 59.06 or something, right?
Yeah, your average price was 59.06. I think it was a hair above it, maybe 59.11.
Yeah. And what has happened is I'll show you something here.
And just to put it though, right, when this is at 59.10, call it, right? We're at 59.098. It's at 59.06.
Right.
You know, it's going to move slowly, as in this is going to come all the way from 59.10 to 59.05. And this is only going to be oscillating around 59.05.
Exactly.
So that's where, you know, a few points of movement here is going to be really close to the middle. And you'd have to get this really far outside of the spread for this to really move.
That's
because
correct.
there's still a realistic expectation that this is going to expire above or below the ceiling, with it only being a 10-point window with an hour and 15 minutes left.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's it. So, hey, let's go back to that for a second, because what I wanted to show you, in fact, I got to put that buy in. So, if we can put a buy in at 59.01.1.
Sure.
Because what happens is this, folks.
Say that again at what?
59.01.1.
Okay.
So what happens is this, is that because we've got a few different spikes in the last couple of days, like we got a beauty yesterday, right? If you have the order in, you have a probability that you can get hit.
Sure.
And what happens is that you're not going to make all of it. There's no doubt about that, because this to get hit, to get executed at 59.01, that thing really has to get down to almost 12 points under.
At least, I'd say.
Yeah, right. It's big.
In all fairness, it depends when time frame you're talking about, right? With an hour and 15 minutes left, this would have to go far below the bottom to the point where there'd be no realistic expectation almost for it to come back in. And just thinking fundamentally ourselves, with an hour and 15 minutes left, I would need that to be 20 points at least below that ceiling.
Right.
You know, for
and here, let me show you. So this happened on the 8 to 10s. What you're going to see is that this baby, I didn't get this, okay, because this was after 10 o'clock. Well, it says 9:50 actually, but you can see what happened is that you had a spike that went from 59.06 to 5900.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why you put those in. Yes, 2 days ago, you can see this spike here. The spike here went from 53.38 to 58.20.
Sure.
And then it took off like a rocket ship again. Okay, totally. That's why you have them in, folks.
Definitely.
Okay, you know, just because
it can't hurt to put it. I mean, really, your risk there is just your opportunity cost.
Right.
That it's going so fast that you get out, and maybe you didn't have to get out, and it's you could have got all of it. But
that's right. That's right.
That's not.
No, that's right. That's right.
I like the strategy for sure.
You know, so
jump it back here. Yeah. So 59.09 hanging out, but. Like I said, an hour and 10 minutes, it's a lifetime in the NASDAQ 100 when you're talking about 10 points.
It is. So let's go take a look at the NDX and see what we have out here. So you have maximum integrated is down 5.8, eBay's off 2.5, Intuitive Surgical, oh man, this is down 2.5. Watch this. This stock last night, this is a cycle. This stock last night was up $20 after the close. We come out with numbers.
Sure.
It was at $5.93.
It's a $1,000 stock to put things in perspective. That would be a $100 stock up $2 and then down $2. You know.
Yeah. Well, if they bought it at $5.93 to $9.47.
Let's go to Microsoft. Microsoft is almost identical. They were only a $75 and they were up $2, and now they're flat. You know, I mean, that's a much bigger percentage pullback almost from where they were trading overnight. You know, they were at $77 and they're back to 73. And man, they had good numbers in terms of growing in the right areas. It looked like right,
big time.
That cloud, I mean, just dominating cloud. Azure,
huge.
Who cares about their physical hardware? You know, they're a software company.
All segments in Microsoft, folks, were making money.
They were making money. They weren't growing though in that PC, but that's where who's selling computers, man? They're selling services. That's the billion-dollar game. Yeah.
Stay right there, folks. Tommy and I are coming right back. Dow right now is down 70. Nasdaq's off 11. S&P's are off 5.5. We're gonna be right back.
Will the S&P 500 continue to climb? For bold trades on U.S. large-cap stocks in either direction, trade SPXL, SPUU, or SPXS. Directions Daily S&P 500 Bull and Bear Leveraged ETFs. Direction Leveraged ETFs. An investor should carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risks, charges, and expenses before investing. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a fund's prospectus and summary prospectus, call 866-476-7523 or visit directioninvestments.com. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge, heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has put together the finest programming lineup each trading day, featuring some of the most knowledgeable and respected financial minds in the nation to educate traders and investors. On Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we broadcast 8 hours a day, starting at 9 a.m. as Larry Pesavento kicks us off with Trade What You See. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we broadcast 11 hours. Get an early and healthy start to your day as Nico and Paige bring you Living a Primal Lifestyle. Then catch Andy Hecht at 5 p.m. with the Commodities Hour, following the Tom O'Brien Show. See the TFNN program lineup via the link on the front page of TFNN.com to get a complete overview of our TFNN shows and hosts. And keep TFNN's Tiger TV tuned in on your mobile device, PC, or Mac for the latest financial news and information throughout the broadcasting day. TFNN.com. Educating investors. Catch Basil Chapman as he uses his Chapman Wave methodology to call the markets. The Tiger Technicians Hour, next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. And folks, as you come over to our website at TFNN, you're going to see our man, Mr. Dave White. He is premiering his new online course, July 26th, the next wild, wild west of computing. We're talking about machine learning. You can come into this workshop on the 26th. It's actually an online course, folks. It's a 1 hour in HD.
Yeah. So he's going to premiere it, send it out to all those subscribers Wednesday, this coming Wednesday. It's Friday right now, 5 days away.
Pretty amazing.
July 26th. You can sign up for any of his services: Path of Least Resistance, his daily trading newsletter; Tech Insider, his weekly newsletter; or Art of Timing the Trade charts. Technology Insider, new issue published every Friday, coming out in the next few hours. So that's a great time to sign up for the Tech Insider. You'll get a new weekly issue right there, as well as gaining access to the Wednesday webinar. And man, Dave's going to be talking about a lot of awesome stuff. I know he's going to be talking to you this afternoon at 3:30 Eastern for a quick segment. And you told me you were even so intrigued. You were playing with it a little last night, trying to download.
I downloaded software last night.
That's good. And this isn't about downloading software. It's not. But it's an intriguing part of everything growing in terms of technology. Man, it's going to take over our lives. Computers are going to be telling us what we want, when we want it, just because they're going to know before we even know.
Right.
There you go.
Right.
So check it out. And you can sign up for any of those services right on the front page. Tech Insider, new issue today, weekly, but Path, new issue this morning, daily newsletter. And of course, Art of Time the Trade charts, new Gartley scan every day that gets sent out to subscribers, right? Powerful piece of charting software that you worked with Dave with, he programmed. All great services. And any of the subscribers, if you're already subscribed to any of these, you gain access to that course premiering
and
on
just
Wednesday.
Test drive them, folks.
That's right. Free trial, or a money-back guarantee. All set. Let's jump around, see where we're at. So look at what we got going on.
Action here.
We're 10 points lower, 59.02. Now we're near the bottom of that box. And what's interesting is you'll see that it just swings and oscillates the other way. So now it's at the 59.04.
Right.
So this only moved like 2 to 3 points. But we got 10 points of movement in the indices.
Exactly.
So that's where you really want to get
And so you can see my bid down there, too. Two contracts, 59.01.1.
There you go.
And so what I'm looking for there is a spike, quick spike.
Down. Yeah.
Well, what happens with quick spikes, folks, is that it throws the market into a tizzy anyway. Spikes up or spikes down. Because see, what happens is this: it doesn't have to just be the market maker that gets that. It could be someone else coming in saying, "Okay, I'll bite."
Sure.
So let's go take a look at and see what did happen out here. So Inside the market, you got, that was a fast move down. So, it's not that big.
Yeah.
It's not that big. But what I'm gunning for, folks, is this, is that, you have one spike that was at 920. That's at 58.94. Get the second spike right at 950, which is the 58.90. So we'll see where the whole baby shakes out. But that's what I'm looking for. That's why I would say if you're just starting this, don't trade the 2-hour ones, because I'm trading the 2-hour ones like a day trader, basically. You want to get used to how these move first, because at the beginning, as we've said many times, at the beginning you're going to want to do the binaries, and on the binaries you're going to be up a fortune and down a fortune before you know it. I think
a lot of variance.
A lot of huge variance. Yeah. You'll think you're going to be King Kong, and then you're going to go to hell. So I like the reason I like the spreads, particularly inside the gold market, because if you trade futures inside the gold market, your risk is very small compared to trading the future.
Say that again. If you trade the futures, I think you just said if you trade the futures, your risk is small.
No, the reason I like trading the
Nadex products.
Nadex product inside the gold market is your risk is much smaller.
Definitely.
And as we talk gold, it's getting a bid, folks, because the dollar's getting destroyed again.
Yep.
We're at a high right now. It's up 630. So you can expect some action. You stay right there, folks. I'm Mr. Basil Chapman's coming up next. And, of course, then swim lessons. Steve Rhodes, Dave White will be back, and I'll be back with Dave this afternoon. Thanks, pal.
Thanks, man.
Wow! We'll go get him, folks.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
This is TFNN.